Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Fix Your City. We are in Cities Skylines. The name of this city is Noobsville, or Noobsville. 54,000 population. It's got $3 million in the bank, making about $10,000. This was created by Wizard Master 38. The title is For Biffa, Noobsville. And the description is "Thanks, Biffa!" exclamation point. So, I worked on this city, so I'm going to do it before and after. So first of all, I'm going to run the city and go over some of the observations, the problems that the city has, and then I'll go over what I did to fix it. All right. So first of all. Here's the traffic flow. It's 27%, which is bad, but, and you can kind of see it, right? You can see all the red. But when we hit play, it will change, which happens all the time. So I'll hit play, and then we should see it's set. Okay, so 45%. So that's one part. 66%. So the traffic is okay, and then. It looks like traffic was, despawning was turned off, so that's really good that they were playing on the more accurate simulation, harder mode. So one of the things that you'll see is that there's some places don't have power. Looks like just that place, right? So that's one of the issues. Now, this place doesn't have power. There's some industry right here. There is some industry here, and then there's some industry here. So it is spread out across the city, and there's some industry here. So that is good. That is good. It's not concentrated in one spot. Here's the unemployment rate, 9% right here. That's mediocre. That's mediocre. It's not bad, but it's not good. There is not the Hadron Collider. You can't really build it, so that's good. So some of the other things that I noticed in the city. If I come over here, look at this right here. You can come in this way, but if you're on this street, you can't get out because this is a one-way. You see that arrow? So that's why there's this icon right here. You can't actually get out from this direction. You're stuck because of that one-way street. So that's kind of messed up. And then if you take a look, here's some nice contrast. You can see that these roads in the middle don't connect from right to left, right to left, right to left, right to left. So if you work here, or if you live here, how do you go over there? You have to come down here, take this highway, and come over here. That's the only way, because this area has this one-way street, so it's stuck, and there's no other way to get out. There's no other way to get out. And this area isn't connected to this middle area, so this area is kind of like an island almost, where you've got one street to get to this entire section, and this has two streets. Looks like there's some power outages happening. And then this humongous area has only one way. You can only get to it from here. So that's not good at all. You know, the city is bifurcated. The diffuse and disperse strategy has definitely not been implemented. We don't have multiple routes to get to different parts of the city. So those were some of the observations that I had. You can see that the traffic flow is 55%. I think those are some of the main observations that I noticed. Normally, if there's like roads that are just totally disconnected, I don't know if the person tried to, if there's some special mod that the person used and it did not come through in the save game. That's one piece. So I don't know if there's a glitch and a lack of a mod, or if the person honestly didn't know that this road was not connected and it's one way, or if they were just trying to make the city fix harder, meaning that they were just kind of trolling the person that's going to fix the city to try to give them a challenge and see if they could figure it out. So I don't know what the situation is, but that's kind of the problems that the city has. Is you've got very limited connections to get to different parts of the city. This is a major industrial area right here, and there's only one way to get to it, this road. There's a lot of two-lane roads as well. The other thing that I noticed is this is all a dedicated district for forestry. This is a dedicated district for farmland. There is very limited. Here's some industry that's unspecialized, and I think the industry here is unspecialized. Oops. Yeah. So that's actually not good. And so when you have not enough unspecialized industry, you'll be importing a lot of goods. So if we click here, we can see, boom, a lot of goods being imported, 9,000 being imported. And then all the agricultural and forestry, or a lot of it, is being exported because there's no place inside to actually convert it. So those are the problems with the city. I will pause. Well, let's take a look. So it's sitting at about 54%, right? What happens if we go fast forward? Does it just hover around the 50s, or does it get worse? I think it can. I don't know, because I started to go ahead and start making updates. Looks like it's probably going to get worse. Also, like when there's like electrical problems and stuff, it makes me think, okay, either some mod didn't come through, or the person honestly didn't know that they didn't have electricity in certain parts of the city. That's kind of hard to believe. Or if they're making the fix more difficult. Yeah, so it looks like the traffic is getting worse and worse and worse as it continues to run. You know, it was at like 66%, and then in the 50s, and now it's in the 40s. Population is dropping to 49,000. Yeah, so let's pause it there. All right, and I'm going to pull up the save game where it's fixed. While we're waiting on that, I'll mention that the population stayed about the same, but there's a lot of demand for population. There we go. So, a lot of demand for population. You can see on the bottom left-hand side, a lot of demand for commercial. You can see, you know, how much was the city making before? 10,000 or something? 20,000? It's making 100,000 now. So it's a lot more profitable. And then if I hit traffic, 81. Big difference. And so let's talk about how did I fix it. Well, I did hook up electricity. So every place had electricity. The other thing is that I created, I used my intersection. So the highway intersection, it's in your face G highway intersection. You can get it from the Steam Workshop. And I put in 1, 2. So now this industry that was here has 2 ways to get out. And then this area right here has also 2 ways on the south side, if you want to call it the south side. Then I created another in-your-face G highway intersection on the west side. And then I created another one on the north side. And then another one on the east side. So that means that this area right here has 1, 2, and I fixed this road up so it's no longer one way, so people that are here can get out on the north side. So it's got 3 ways to get out, 3 more ways compared to before. So again, that's part of the diffuse and disperse strategy. Then there was the roads in the middle. I connected those up. So now this peninsula that was here in the middle is connected to this right section, and there was no way to really get from this peninsula to the left side where the industry is. I hooked that up too. So a lot more ways for people to get to the different parts of the city. Diffuse and disperse. So that was a big part for the traffic. The other thing that I did is there was quite a few 2-lane roads. You don't want to use 2-lane roads except for like really distant remote roads. You want to use 4 lanes. So I updated quite a few of the roads to 4-lane roads. Then the districts, you can see that I shrunk them a little bit, and I made this unspecialized industry. The farmland got cut in half. This is unspecialized industry. And so if we do outside connections, look at that. Import, I can't remember what the number was. Was it 9,000, 7,000? But it got cut by 70% or something. And then the export still has some of the forestry and agricultural, but I can't remember what the number is. I think it may be less, but don't hold me to that. The big thing is that the import number is significantly reduced. So that's much better for the city. Less trucks coming in from outside, more being used internally, better use of the resources inside the city. There was a couple of, when I updated the roads to 4-lane, I did make a couple of changes to make sure that some of the roads had a right turn only if the street needed it, or a left turn only if the street needed it. So basically I updated the instructions for the lanes, or the signage for the lanes for the intersections, to help problem areas. I'll let it run. You can watch it. So is there red? Yeah. It's busy. It's not clogged. It's busy, not clogged. Right? This area on the old map, on the old city, was super busy. Oh man, it's no problem at all. This whole industry area was super busy. I mean, it's busy now, but not clogged at all. No problem. Easy. Or as in like the traffic is easy is what I mean. You know, just nice, easy drive. So you can see hovering right around, oh, it's at 79 now. But for the most, significant improvement. Let me see if there's anything that's called, oh, it's hovering around 80, so we're fine. So I think that's good. Oh, I just noticed something. So this is some of the issues that I saw. Look at this. Here's, this is cargo train, right? Take a look at this. I just noticed this. How do you get into it? Look at the roads. How do you actually get into it? This is a one-way. There's no way for anybody to even use this. There's no way for anybody to even get into it. So this road should really be, as I made a 4-lane road, and there should be a connection from here. And I don't like using that road anyway. Bam. And that's why this icon was there. Trash can't get there, police can't get there. Well, of course, it was a one-way road. I think that's good. And so that actually can make that start to work. But you know, there's a cargo train system right here, so this one is not necessary. If anything, there should be a cargo here to here, connecting the 2 major industry areas. There is actually a train thing right here, rail line. So I think those are the main fixes There was one other thing that I did before I finish up the video, and that is there was some traffic manager settings that I would not recommend. So in Traffic Manager, one of the settings you do want to do, of course, is disable despawning. Oh, I'll show that. You do want to enable advanced vehicle AI, and the person that made this city, they already had that on. So that was good. They had despawning on, off, which is good. They had advanced vehicle AI. That was good. And then you want to do the automatically add traffic lights. You want to have that turned off. And they had that turned off. So that's all really smart. One of the things was they had turned on vehicles may enter block junctions. You don't want to do that. You do not want vehicles to block the box. So you want to specifically add a sign, put in an intersection sign, an intersection instruction, whether they can block the box or not. So that was one piece. And then they had another one, which is enable highway-specific lane merging splitting rules. I would not recommend that, so I turned that off. So those things help with the city fix. The other thing that I will mention is that, you know, there's this stuff, the lane connectors. They were being used a lot in many parts of the city. I removed a lot of them because they were actually hurting. And then there were these, they're called priority signs. But so there were those intersection instructions, and they were actually hurting, and so I removed a lot of those. So those were some of the other things that I did to help fix the city. So again, we want to diffuse and disperse. You want to make sure your industry is spread out. This one already had that, just the industry needed more unspecialized industry. And then needed a lot more 4-lane roads to diffuse the traffic across more lanes. You don't really need more than that. Sometimes you can go up to 6, but it's really not necessary, and only 4 is good to go. And then a lot more connections for the different neighborhoods in the city to get into and out of those neighborhoods. So those were the main things to help fix the city. Again, it's more profitable. Population is growing. I think the city can really grow. And oh, one of the things I did want to mention that was really cool is this is their queue line for their industry. Here's another one over here. It's really pretty cool. You can watch it move. I mean, that's really neat. It's overkill. You do not need that much of a queue line, but I thought aesthetically it looked really neat, so I don't know if they built it or if they got it from the Steam Workshop, but either way, it looks really neat. And if you did make it, the person that made this city, great job. I mean, you don't need to go that far. I think that's too much, but it looks really cool. All right, I think that's going to be it. Oh yeah, let me show you that despawning. I kept that, right, because I do like to do the solutions with despawning disabled. So we are hitting these good numbers with despawning disabled. All right, thank you very much for watching. I do live stream. Schedule is in the description below. That sounded so dramatic. I do live stream. Schedule is in the description below. Stop by, say hello. Please like the video. Smash that subscribe button. Excuse me. Turn on notifications. Tell people you know about the channel. Thank you for watching. There's many more of these city fixes. There's a playlist on the channel. You can take a look at them. All right. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.